Welcome, welcome, everybody. It's great to have you here with me today. I keep these groups small because I like to be able to show you where you need to go and what you need to do. So if you need to share your screen, we can be able to have time to do that. So I like to keep these very personal and personable so that we can be able to be on the same page. LinkedIn is a little bit more complicated social media platform than all the other ones. And very few people even understand LinkedIn to be able to even begin to use it. And oops, it looks like Ike is trying to connect to audio. Can you hear me, Ike? So if you can have your whatever it is, if it's a computer or an iPad that you use on a regular basis to connect in with your social media or to connect with LinkedIn. And if you don't have a LinkedIn account yet, feel free to tell me. So I'm in the process. I have this community, my Thrivability for Seniors community running, and I'm getting ready to launch my 3-day workshop, which is going to run on September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Mountain Time. So right now, just so you know the difference, it's 4:04 p.m. Mountain Time right now, so you can tell the difference between your time and my time. So you know what time 2 o'clock in the afternoon Mountain Time would be. Here's Terry. Hello, Terry. Welcome, welcome. So I wanted to review again today the newsletter system. And if you have an account, I'd like you each to tell me how many connections you've got on your account. So Maria, are you logged into your account?
So I am trying to, but that's the problem. I've been wanting to talk to you about this because I have my 9 to 5. I created mine through them, and somehow I'm trying to get out and like block and get rid of that. But I don't know how to. I'm actually trying. I'm on my work computer trying to get my information to see if I could do it for my personal.
Okay.
So I'm not signed.
One thing you can do is you don't have to get rid of your accounts because you can revamp your existing account that you have and you can change it up into whatever you want because that is your personal account. So you don't need to worry about getting out of that account and getting rid of that account. You just go in and because here with LinkedIn, we're only allowed to have one account.
Right.
If they detect that you've got more than one account, you can get locked out and put into LinkedIn jail, I call it.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's not a fun place to be. So I have an exclusive direct line to the head honcho of tech. Okay. But I have to be very careful that I don't just send everybody over to him, right? Because he's probably got millions of people reaching out to him on a regular basis if they have his contact info. So here's the thing. If you have set up an account and used your business email in setting up your LinkedIn account, you need to go into your LinkedIn account, into your settings and privacy. And if you don't know how to get to settings and privacy, I'll show you. Do you want me to show you how to get to settings and privacy?
Sure. Yes, I did try.
Okay.
I haven't gotten in there yet.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
going to share my screen. Okay, I'm getting into my LinkedIn. Can you see my LinkedIn showing up now?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go to this little tiny icon here, this me icon, I call it the me button. You click on that me button and you scroll down to where it says settings and privacy, and you click on settings and privacy. And then you can go into your account preferences, right? And there is, I'm not sure which one it is here, email addresses. So in your email addresses, you can add more than one email address. Okay, so I've got several email addresses. And here's what I see happening so often. People will set up a LinkedIn account and use their business email. And then when they leave that business, they can no longer access that account because they don't have access to that business email. So while you can, you need to add at least one more email address so that you can be able to access your LinkedIn account. So does anybody else have a situation where they are having a hard time accessing their email, their LinkedIn account? Are you okay? Ike, how are
So
you? Can you talk, Ike? Or are
I'm good.
can you talk? I can't hear you. Okay, Maria, did you have something?
yes, so I did do that. I did add in another account. But I resent a message to verify it. Um, okay. So I'm verified. So can I change the primary email? Can I
Yes, you
take, because
can.
I could do that? Okay.
Yes, you can. So my business email is this bottom one here, right? But I didn't make it primary. I had it primary for a while, but I took it off primary and I made a Gmail account that I put up that I'm using for my LinkedIn. So I've got
Okay.
any one of these four emails that I could be using that I can access my account if I need to. So do you all have more than one email account attached to your profile?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Good news. I've had so many clients who have come up to me and told me this scenario where they've set up an account with a business email and then they leave that business and they no longer have access to that email. So now they don't have access to their LinkedIn. Okay, before we proceed to the newsletters, are there any specific questions that anybody has that we need to answer first? Are you all okay?
To answer your original question, I have 433 connections.
Yay! Good for you. That is awesome. So you'll notice how many connections I have when you see my profile page, but the goal is to get to 500 plus connections on your LinkedIn profile so that you can be able to invite yourself to be able to join the newsletter group and send out newsletters. So if you want to have that ability to send out newsletters, you need to be on your LinkedIn every day, inviting people to connect with you on a regular basis. And you can send out invitations to connect. Um, I don't suggest you do more than 10 a day, depending on which way you're trying to invite people to connect. The the easiest way is to invite people to connect through your, so let's go through the home page here. Remember, this back arrow is your favorite, your best assistant on LinkedIn. So if you go to the back arrow, it'll take you to wherever you want to go on LinkedIn.
I've noticed a lot of times when I'm trying to find somebody to connect with, all they have is follow. So how do you get them to connect?
Um, you can make note of their name. And then when you do a name search, so if you go into the search bar and type in people, It's actually called a people search. You
Yeah,
type people in there,
that's what I've been trying to use.
and then you make sure that the people is in the highlight of the tabs across the top, that the people is highlighted. And then you go work with the second and third level. So if you were to click, if that person, if you're not connected to that person at all, then you can try the third or try the second and see which one works. But you should be able to do a search for them. So you've got the people and what's their name. What is their name? So if it's Joe Papahuski,
Oh, I don't have it in front of me now.
that's no problem. So I'm going to click Joe Papahuski. Whoa, they brought up a Joseph. So it's going to bring up all the Joes and Josephs. And not necessarily their last name. If there is no last name, then they're going to bring up all the first names. So let's go back into posts again. We're doing people, so I'm just going to do this one here for people. And we're going to sort by, oh, we got posts here, Don. I don't want posts, I want people. There we go. So we go to second level and we go to locations. So you can choose, I usually choose United States, Canada, the UK, and Australia because they're the easiest ones to work with. If you try to go into Africa, South Africa, certain areas of South Africa are pretty easy to work with. But if you get into East and West Africa, it's not necessarily as easy to work with them because their banking systems are totally different. And every country in Africa has a different banking system, I've discovered over the years. So that's why I do my search for the countries that have a fairly easy banking system to work with. So these all have either the word connect down the side or follow. And that is the way that they have set up their profile. So if they've set up their profile to not connect with people, then you can click follow, right? And as you strike up a conversation and they get to know you, then the chances of them opening that up so that you can connect are greater. So with LinkedIn, what you're doing is you're building relationships with people at a deeper level than you are with the other social media platforms. So if you click on one of these buttons, click on connect, you want to send without a note, because if you're going to add a note, you have to have their email address, right? And I do not like to take somebody's email address and use it without their permission. Because the reason I feel that way is I get really insulted. People send me emails all the time. I'm sure you guys have had that too. And you haven't given them permission to send you an email, right? So I will send without a note. You click the send without note. And if they want to connect with you, they will connect with you, or they will even message you back, even if they don't accept as a connection, and click the little blue man in the top corner that they will see when they get that invitation. And so he's at the National Grid. He was just the top of the list. I forgot to check and make sure that he's the kind of person I want to connect with. So in order to decide whether you want to connect with somebody, whether they're your perfect customer or not, you right click on their name and you click on open link in new tab. And then you see where it's opening a new link? And you click on that new link. And that way you get to check them out without them knowing that you're checking them out. You're doing it incognito. So he's the Chief People Officer at National Grid, United Kingdom. And there's his contact information. And so we could go right into his profile right here if we want to, but we want to stay incognito first. So I'm going to close this window and you can click follow. So I'm going to click follow. He looks like he might be a good person to connect with, right? So I'll click on follow. So I'm following into I've already sent him an invitation connection, but it's still pending, right? So we'll let him decide whether he wants to accept that connection or not. So let's hit the back arrow. I'm going to get out of his profile and go back to the main page here. So Neil, he's a Chief People Officer at Dronamics. So let's just see what he's like. We're going to right click on open link in new tab. So we're going to go up here and click that LinkedIn tab as it's opening. He's got 500 plus connections. So this is a good sign. It's a good sign that he's pretty active on LinkedIn. So the reason you want to get to 500 plus connections is not just because you want to set up a newsletter. It's because you want to look like a center of influence. So that's what LinkedIn shows when you're on the free platform. They just show you 500 plus when you break the 500 level. And so nobody knows exactly how many people you're connected with, except maybe your connections. So I can click this connect button and invite him to connect with me. But another way that you can check and make sure that he might be a good match for you and be your perfect customer is to read the about page. Combining commercial, emotional, and cultural intelligence, I bring a powerful agenda of humanity, diversity, and growth that builds reputations and wins market share. My sweet spot is leading HR and driving change in medium-sized progressive tech-forwarded companies. So he might be a really good person to connect with because he's a really good center of influence, especially if he works with HR. But I'll tell you who the best people are to connect with on LinkedIn. People who are involved with network marketing or affiliate marketing. Because what I've discovered is most of those people are not happy with the companies that they're with. And they understand the concept of network marketing. And so when we show them this legacy business, they see that they can keep all the sale, 100% of the commission, their eyes pop because they've had to share every sale and they're only getting 6 to 25% commission with their network marketing company. So when they can keep 100% of the sale, then you've got their attention. You've grabbed their attention right away. And I think you all know how to raise your hand, right? If you have a question, feel free to raise your hand. So in order to raise your hand, let's just go, in case you don't know, go to the bottom of your page. Mine is showing up at the top of my page, but you probably can't see it. And if you go into the section where it says, it's not the chat.
It's the reactions button.
Is it the reactions button?
Yeah, react.
I know, but it's not showing up on my thing here.
I can show it online. Yeah, so I just react, raise hand like that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. So feel free, if you have a question in the middle of the presentation today, feel free to raise your hand so that I can see. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. Oh, this is... And I think I'm going to go ahead and send him a request to connect. And I'm going to do it without a note. Because if I try to send a note, they want want me to give his email address so that I can send a direct message to his email. Or they also want me to upgrade to the paid platform. And I was on the paid platform for several years, but I've realized that most of all my people I'm working with are on the free. And what I do on the paid platform looks a lot different than what you do on the free. So I am not getting on a paid platform anymore while I'm working with all my people. Okay, I'm going to get out of that. I'm going to use the back arrow.
Can I ask a question?
Sure can.
I was wondering, when you go into the search bar, can you search network marketing or affiliate marketing? Will that
Oh, I
bring
can
up
show you.
people?
That's the groups. Yeah. We can go into the
Oh,
group.
that's for the groups. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go into the groups after this, okay? So if you're doing a people search and trying to target your perfect audience, you can use this system that I just used. You can also go and click this 9 dots up here. I call it the crosshatch. So you click on the crosshatch, you go down here where it says groups. See the three little blue men? Click on the groups. So what you want to do is you want to search groups. And so your groups means it's the groups that you're already accepted into, because you have to request entrance into the groups. And then the requested is the groups that I've requested to join, but they haven't accepted me in. So the groups you want to look for groups that are network marketing groups, home-based business groups, small business network, MLM. So if you look at this headline here of this top group, they're direct selling professionals worldwide is what it's called. So any kind of a person that's in any kind of a direct sales would be wanting to be in this group. Multi-level marketing, pyramid network, MLM leaders, affiliate leaders. And then this one down here is a small business network. And it's entrepreneurs, coaches, social media, digital marketing, startup jobs, and the like. And you want to look for groups that have a minimum of 3,000 members. And so you don't want to join little tiny groups, because what you're looking for is inventory. You're looking for people that would be good prospects for your business, right? So you want to have enough inventory to work with. And when you have 100 people, they're also going to be able to see if you leave the group, right? But if you join groups that are 3,000 members or more, and you finish milking that group for contacts, then you can leave that group, and the chances are that they won't see you leave that group. So that's important to make a good note of that. So you'll see some of these groups that I'm in. This one has 22. The direct selling professionals worldwide has over 22,000. This one, the small business network, has 335,000. The startup specialist has over 1,169,000. This multi-level marketing group here has over 17,000. This digital consumer marketing is my group. It's got over 7,000. Marketing to Women Network is over 19, almost 20,000 now. This is also my group, Marketing Enthusiasts. It has just over 3,000. It's my newest group. So you see, all of these groups have over 3,000 members, except there's one down here, the Seattle Business Networks. There's somebody who's asked me to help build this group for them. And I have been so busy with my stuff, I haven't had a lot of time spent on them. But you see all these groups. This one here is a person who was a coach of mine, so I just put her group up here. And this one is another person that I was coaching. Yes?
So since those are groups you're already in, you're not searching for them. In order to find them, do you just put the search term up in the box, like digital marketing, affiliate marketing up in
Yeah,
that search
yes, you
box?
can. You can do that, or you
Is
can,
that how you found those groups?
yes, that
Okay.
partly that way. And also, if you want to see down here at the very bottom of the page, see
Mhm.
the word search? It's live.
Yeah.
You can click on search, and then groups will show up here at the top left, and you put home-based business, okay? And you click on see all results. And you want to make sure the groups is highlighted. Otherwise they'll show you people. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Typo. Okay, so if it says join, that means you can request to join those groups, right? And if it says view posts, that means you're already in the group. So this one has 10K members. This one has 24K. This one has 11K, 7K, 8K. It seems to go smaller as you go down, but this is just home-based business groups, right? So you would go up here and change to network marketing groups. And it's automatically showing up as groups. So if it says view posts, like I said earlier, it means that you're already in that group. And if you're requesting to join, this is 712,000 members in this group. And there's an AI and blockchain. Now, here's the thing I've discovered with the AI and blockchain. They are not as versatile in switching over from the blockchain. And I don't know why that is, because every kind of blockchain thing I've ever belonged to has been there one day and disappeared, not been there the next day. So I avoid blockchain stuff like the plague.
So once you're in a group,
Hmm.
like if you click on the group and it's got the live link, of course, you go in there and you said milk the group for its members, for
Yes,
contacts.
yes,
So you just do the process that you did before.
that's right.
Okay.
So here's one of the things I do. I write an article on LinkedIn every week, just one article a week, and I use the same themes that I've been using for my videos that week, right? So that what I'm posting on LinkedIn is matchy matchy. I try to keep everything running smoothly so that I'm on topic with everything that I'm posting on all my social media platforms for that week. In my platforms that I use, I do not have Facebook. I got hacked in 2024 and tried to get my account back, and I think they think that I'm a perpetrator. So I tried to set up a new account, but they wouldn't let me. So I just pivoted and I went to using my LinkedIn. I should have been using my LinkedIn from the very beginning because that was my strength, right? So think about what social media platform is your strength. And then once you get that running smoothly and operating for you, you can branch out and develop your LinkedIn and your TikTok. But what I did when I first started with the legacy program, oh, I dropped working on any of my platforms and I just started trying to build my TikTok because I saw so many people being successful with TikTok. I should never have done that because by the time I got everything all connected, I got my first sale. Guess where my first sale came from? LinkedIn. So I should have been doing that. It taught me a big lesson. And then I got hacked. And when I got hacked on my Facebook, I lost access to my Instagram and to my TikTok account. And I just turned around and set up a new TikTok account. By the end of that month, that was the end of December of 24. I had over 1,000 followers, and I started doing my TikTok lives. And I've only had 3 people sign up, buy from me through TikTok. Everybody else that's bought from me has bought through my LinkedIn. They've either clicked on a post or a video that I have on LinkedIn, or they've come into my email list from LinkedIn. So I've been working for several years to build my email list using LinkedIn. So I had an email list that I brought into the works when I came into the legacy program. So I've got 2 things feeding my email list. I've got my newsletters from LinkedIn and my newsletters from system.io. They're both feeding my contact list.
Well, the one thing I've figured out is it takes a long time to go through the groups because there's a lot that are trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot that are just follow, not connect, or they don't have any pictures.
Yeah, if they don't have pictures on their profile, I tend to shy away from requesting any connections with those people. I like to see a picture. I like to see a name and a headline. And if they've got a logo, for instance, instead of a headshot, that's a big red flag for me. If they've got just nothing there at all, or they've got a picture that's a husband and wife, I might go a little bit further and read in about their in their about page, right? So but they still have to have a good headline. The thing is, when you put a picture on your headshot and it's a husband and wife, you go, okay, who's this about? Is it about him or about her, right? Because your profile on LinkedIn is supposed to be about you as an individual and your skills. But if you've got 2 of you in the picture, it confuses the whole issue. And it also waters down the know, like, and trust because people start to feel like you're hiding something from them. Okay, I'm going to move on. So if you want to, I'll go into one of my LinkedIn groups here. So when you publish an article on LinkedIn, you want to set that article up like a post. So I use ChatGPT. I love writing. I've published a book. In fact, my book is called Fired at 50, Stop Looking for Work and Discover What You Were Meant to Do. But it's outdated because I published it in 2013, and it's about how I use LinkedIn and the secrets of LinkedIn that I've discovered. But they've changed somewhat since then, so it's really outdated. So I don't really market my book anymore. But I need to write another book, a sequel, updated. I'm trying to think what to call it. Should I call it Fired at 60 or no, or Fired Up at 70? Yeah. Are there any questions before I move on? Okay, so I'm going to go into this group here. And you click on this little button at the top right where it says Show All. And you can invite connections right here. So you could click the Invite Connections button. And you can go through here and check out this. They have quite a nice little headline that they put on here so that you can make a better decision for most of them anyway, if they have a decent headline. So you can learn quite a bit by just reading their headline. So this is something that's fairly new with LinkedIn. You used to have to click the Show All button and then do a search. So this person's in network marketing, face of social marketing while creating a space where everyone is winning. I love helping the average human live beyond average. So this would be a good person to invite to connect. So you could click on and then click on invite. There you go. You can also click on the show all button. And so that you don't lose it, this is actually a better way to do it. So that you don't lose your spot, do the alphabet search. So you start with AA, then AB, AC, AD. And once you get all through the alphabet on the right-hand side, then you go back to the beginning and you go BA, C, A, C, BA, BB, BC. So you've got quite a ways that you can go to do searches. So you see we've got the AA, and let's do AB. Look at that. See how it changes so fast? And you can do AC. See that? You can see some of these are first level connections. It says 1ST, it's a first level connection. If you see 2ND, it's a second level connection. And if you see 3, you won't see very many 3s. There's a third level here. So you can go through the profile. Oh, and if you see where it says open to work, you see this one here where he's got open to work around his name. He's a printer and server technician. He might be a really good kind of a person to invite to connect with because he might be working paycheck to paycheck.
Christine, do you post articles inside of the groups or on your personal page? When
I
you
do
talk
it on
about
my
articles.
I do it one time on my personal page whenever I publish an article.
Mhm.
And then I do it one time in each of the groups that I belong to. So if I go into my
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're publishing your article as a post in the groups, you have to have at least 1 to 2 sentences describing what your article is about and your URL from your article on LinkedIn. So it's a LinkedIn link, right? And some hashtags. And I get all my hashtags from ChatGPT.
So you get the URL link from the article on your page, and then that's the link you post inside the groups?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you won't get in trouble if you use that link because it's a LinkedIn link. So if you've got a website, so say you're trying to use your article to attract people to your contact list, you can bury your link in your article by attaching it to some words in your article. And then when you publish your article as a post and you copy and paste the URL from the article on LinkedIn, that is a LinkedIn URL. So you won't get in trouble for posting the LinkedIn URL.
And
So,
how long should these articles generally be?
You can be up to 15,000 characters.
And how short can they be?
I don't think there's really a limit to how short they can be. I just put a request into ChatGPT and I type in the basics of what I want the article to be about.
Including the word count or the character count?
Yeah. And I
Okay.
tell them, please, well, I have stopped because now my ChatGPT is trained. And all I have to do is say, please write a LinkedIn article
Mm.
for this topic, da 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 da. And I put some abbreviated statements together. And
Is it better though to have a longer article to keep people on your page longer
well,
to read it?
I've been not so much a fan of a short article. I used to be a fan of short articles, but I had a one-on-one discussion with one of the head programmers at Google. And I also have 2 sons that are programmers.
Mhm.
And if it wasn't for my sons, I probably wouldn't be on any social media. They pretty much have taught me everything I needed to know to get started with my social media. In fact, now I use it. I use LinkedIn more than my sons use it. So I'm more up to date than they are actually. But so when you're working with publishing your articles, you want to make sure that you are polite to everybody in the group. So you don't just go in there and splash, here's my this, here's my new that, join my this, click my this, right? So what you want to do is you want to do the same kind of a layout that we're being taught with the legacy program, where you share some of your story and just share a couple of sentences of your story and your URL and some hashtags. And I always put about 3 to 5 hashtags in there. The odd time I've tried to experiment and see if putting a whole bunch of hashtags in there does a better job, but I haven't noticed that it does a better job. In fact, I think it does a better job if you put less hashtags in there.
Okay. And did you say that you have to have 500 followers or connections to even write an article
Um,
or no?
well, it's been a while.
Or
And
that was for a
that was
newsletter?
for the newsletter. I'm not
Okay.
sure about articles. Articles and newsletters can get confused.
Okay.
And in order to have a newsletter, you need to be basically invited by LinkedIn. So
Oh,
you can send a request to write a newsletter, but you
so
can also
articles are
tell,
better for starting out, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, if you're not publishing articles, you're missing out big time.
Okay. And you said
So,
one a week is the good number?
yeah, that's what I do is one a week. Sometimes I do two, but not every week.
Okay.
So I'm
And
going
is
to
there
go
a
to my
particular
group.
day that's better or does it matter? Should you
Um,
be
I
consistent?
usually,
Like,
yeah, I usually publish my articles on Tuesday or Wednesday.
okay.
Monday, I find, isn't usually a really great day. The best days to be publishing on LinkedIn are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those are the best times. And so just because I'm publishing on Tuesday or Wednesday doesn't mean that you all have to do that. Maybe Thursday is a better day for you to publish, right? Fitting
And
into
do
your
you
schedule.
ever repurpose articles, like take one that you've written before and then write it again? Because I know in this social media marketing space, you're regurgitating often, like a person is saying the same thing over and over and over again, right?
I always,
So like with gaps in between, revisit
so
themes
what,
or something.
here's what I've got happening on mine. I've also got um, repurpose.io connected
Yeah.
to my TikTok. And I've got my TikTok set so that all the articles I publish on TikTok are published without a watermark
Over to LinkedIn.
and they get transferred over to LinkedIn and they show up through the notifications. So here's the notifications here. You could
So
also,
you must have thousands of videos on LinkedIn then.
oh yes. I
Oh,
have
okay, I
one.
should set that up because I have repurpose.io as well.
And I also have it set so that all the videos that I have on TikTok, because I do a minute or less, I have it set so that it will send those videos to the shorts on YouTube.
I have that set up, but I haven't got LinkedIn.
Well, I
So
know that it's doing a good job because last month I had over 35,000 people like my shorts on
in
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn?
No, on YouTube, pardon me. On YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And my ones on LinkedIn, like my post, there's 147 impressions on this one. Um, they're all usually over 100. So here's one of my videos successfully uploaded 35 minutes ago. Wow, I just did this. That's how fast it's within the last half hour that I did this. Or no,
Yeah.
just before
Okay.
this started, so it'd be 45 minutes ago.
Hmm.
And this is what
Okay.
I'm sharing my story, why I started looking for a different way.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah,
7
so that's
versions
what
of
I
it.
mean. Like when you write an article, like you have your story and you have your
Mhm.
experience and you have like, so to make that one article say in January and then post a very similar but different version of the same article again, say 2, 3
Mhm.
months later, is that okay to do?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you need to have consistency. Like Michelle always says, she said her story over and over and over, the same
Yes.
story.
Yeah.
You just use a little bit different words because you don't memorize it exactly word for word, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
But in the
so
articles, I mean, repurposing the articles.
yeah,
Like,
you can do that in your articles. I
okay.
usually have one of my TikTok videos in connected to the wording in the articles that I'm publishing on
Okay.
in my groups, right? So I try to have at least one video that I've made, and I find that they get watched more if I make them on TikTok and keep them a minute or less.
Hmm.
When I first started with the legacy program, I had a dickens of a time trying to shorten my expose that I was going through. And they were always 5 to 10 minutes long, and I noticed that I wasn't getting that many people watching. And then as I listened to the training and found that we needed to have them shorter, and as soon as I started shortening them, I did a social media audit with Amy Tannehill, and we met at noon last December at I can't remember what day. It was the beginning of December. I was just totally fed up because it just seemed like I wasn't getting that many people following me and that many people into my email list. And so I booked a time with Amy. We met at noon. By midnight that night, I had 83 people come into my email list.
And the change was making shorter content.
Yeah,
In one day, you made like
yeah,
a short post.
83. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, um, but I had to work to change my algorithm because for some reason, it went reaching out to people in West Africa. And so, just the fact that I got 83 connections that day, it was amazing. I was totally
Wow.
amazed.
Hmm.
So that month of December, I had something like between 500 and 600 new
Hmm.
connections that month. Actually, no, I think it was over 700.
I don't
But
know
then,
how common that is right now. Like for that
yeah,
rapid of growth, I think TikTok has changed significantly since over the
well,
last
what's
18
happened is people are wondering where it's going, right?
months. Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why I've got repurpose.io
Yeah.
posting. So my repurpose goes from TikTok, posts into the YouTube Shorts, posts onto X, posts into Pinterest, and into LinkedIn. I do not have Facebook. I probably will never have Facebook again because they would not listen to me. They think I'm the perpetrator.
But you think of all of those that LinkedIn is the best, like it gets you the most traction.
Well, yeah, it's my strength, right?
But
And
as far as views and sales, like are they primarily coming through to you through LinkedIn, or do you
yeah,
notice
they are.
traction on Pinterest? I haven't done Pinterest.
I've just been posting
Or
on Pinterest and I haven't had any sales come through X or Pinterest.
oh, okay.
Um, I have had a couple now come through YouTube
Hmm.
because they got onto my email list.
Hmm.
So here's the things that I do on my articles that I write and publish through LinkedIn is I embed the the link to my website so that people can go and get
Opt in.
yeah, they can opt in, they can leave their email, right?
Yeah.
And they can watch that little corporate video. And I tell them about the corporate video, watch the corporate video
Hmm.
so that they know that it's not going to be me on there, right?
Hmm.
And then I also put in a link to one of my TikTok videos, the one that's on topic with the article that I have to had done. And so like I said earlier, I use the same theme that I'm using for that week for my TikTok videos so that I have a video that I can embed in my
Yeah.
article.
Okay.
And I find that I get much better response from people on my article when I have a video in there that I've done.
Okay.
And as soon as I found out that my videos had to be less than a minute, oh my gosh, that was like a huge, huge change that I
Game
had to go
changer.
through. Yeah, because I was so used to being verbose. And it's being verbose is not where it's at.
Well, you can always adapt the speed in your settings, like when you do your,
Yeah.
you'll be talking like,
Well, if I've got a 5-minute video, I'm just
you
literally doing
can't make
that.
it down to 1
Yeah,
minute.
you can't
Yeah.
understand a word I'm saying.
You're like Speedy Gonzalez. Yeah.
Yeah, right. No kidding. Yeah.
I try to do that too. I just set the 1 minute thing
Uh-huh.
and then I go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me too. I've been setting the 1 minute. Sometimes I have to do 1 or 2 takes
Mm-hmm.
because it gets too close to the end and then it cuts off the call to action.
Yes. Okay. Good. So start writing articles with embedded TikTok videos and repurpose TikTok videos over to LinkedIn and make connections through groups and repost articles from your profile page into the groups
Right. Oh,
using the LinkedIn link.
yeah. I'm going to take you into one of my groups right now and just show you a little bit here. So if you go into your groups and you just go, it doesn't matter which one you choose. So you click on this bar right there, and that's where you post your article and or your blurb that you've set up. So I always have a Word document open. I got it. I think it's here. There we are. That's the one I've been working on this week. And so it says, for years, I chased opportunities that promised the world, but delivered nothing but frustration and debt. The tech felt overwhelming. The systems were unclear. And the worst part, I felt like maybe I was the problem. Don't wait until next month to make next month better. And then I've got the URL here, and I haven't put the hashtags in there yet. So then I'll copy this whole thing. So I'm going to put in a few hashtags here quickly. Edit.
Okay, so the post itself is just those 2 sentences.
Yeah,
And
it's
then you've
really
got
short.
like a bold call to action and
Yeah.
then the link to the article that's on your
Yeah, and then I've got
profile page. Okay.
and I copy that. Those are actually copied out of, come on, out of my article itself. So those are actual statements that are from the article. And that's why I copy them and paste them into a Word document so I can just then add the link and the hashtags, and then I can just copy that whole thing and I can go into my
So
post.
it's similar to when you write a blog post. At the top of the
Yeah.
blog post, you have extracted some of your a couple of sentences and you have those at the top. And then when someone looks at the blog landing page or whatever it's called, they see the image and they see those first lines to be like the hooks.
Yes.
Pull them in. Okay.
So here's the thing though, you always have to have a picture. When you post on LinkedIn, you have to have a picture all the time. And I use the thumbnails on Canva.
So that's like a YouTube thumbnail, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use
So do you put a YouTube thumbnail on every single video that like a short that repurposes over
Oh
or
no,
no?
I don't do
That would
anything
be
on
a
the shorts.
lot.
Yeah.
Okay, good,
But
good,
I
good.
do on my articles that I publish, or if I just do a post on LinkedIn, I always have a picture,
A thumbnail.
a
Okay.
thumbnail. Yeah.
Okay,
And
good.
they seem to be a perfect size for LinkedIn. So I could click post and, oh, let's just go ahead and do that. So there it is. And this isn't my own. So I read 2 or 3 or so. Check this testimony out. I started my journey November 5th. So this is a weight loss thing, I think. So I'm going to click like. There was a time in my life after my last baby that I was 225 pounds, guys. And I was a size 22 and I lost it all and I've kept it off ever since. So whenever I see somebody posting something on weight loss, I want to give them support. I know how hard it is. So this one, Mike Grady, he's published some books and he's a network marketing guy. He says, are you building wealth for yourself or just making someone else rich? That's a good one. I'm going to like that. How to make more money, start a home-based business today. So I would do that. And you can click one of the comments and put that in there. But just do 2 or 3.
Like engage with just 2 or 3 in a group?
Yeah, in a group. So
Okay.
you have at least some that you've engaged with, right?
Before you even post an article, right?
No, I post my article first and then I go and engage.
Oh,
So
but you've engaged in this group before, I imagine.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're
So
brand new to a group, you should probably engage first,
first,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. That's probably a good idea because I've been
Yeah,
doing this for 15 years.
yeah. Yeah, like you don't want to show up in a group and start throwing these posts
Broadcasting.
down and nobody knows who you are.
Yeah,
So
I
best to
hear you.
connect, engage.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
good thinking. Okay, so let's go to another group. I'm going to go to a group that I own, okay? So I'm going to use the back arrow. Oh my gosh, it's almost time here. So I'm going to go to my digital consumer marketing group. So this is a group that I own, okay? So I've saved that article on my mouse. So I'm going to post that, and this is my group now. So I'm going to pin this post. So every time I put a new article in my group, I pin the post. So I replace the previous one. Then I go down. Oh, it's already got one. There was a message that said it's already been posted on here, so I've got to get rid of it. Whoop, whoop. I'm going to delete this post. I already had it in there. So I'm going to pin this one. There we go. And Amal Walgood has a post here about mobile phone accessories where that is going to be complimentary to my business. So I'm going to put that, like it, and say I love this post. Don't want to do another one from Amal. Christy Keeter, she's actually in our program, but I've already liked that post. And here's something else that I can do. You can recommend these posts. So if I click these 3 dots, this is only the ones that you own. So if you've set up your own community like I have here, you can recommend this post. So you want other people in the group to make sure that this post is shown to everybody in the group. Otherwise, what happens is it's just by guess and by golly that everybody might see that in the group. But if you click that recommend button, then I can't see it's gone because I've already clicked on recommend. So if you click that recommend button, then LinkedIn makes sure that everybody gets that post shown to them in their notifications file. So this is your notifications file up here, right? And you can actually recommend up to 3 posts in your own group. And what that does is that endears them to you. And you'll get people sending you thank you, right? Because not very many people think like that. I love LinkedIn because it's got so many things in place that we can just use. We don't have to invent it.
So what would you say is the value in building out a group then, and how, like your own group versus just posting inside of others? Like I see it, you've got different functionality,
Mm-hmm.
but was your intention with this group to call in people that could eventually perhaps join you as a client, as a customer?
Yeah, they could do that. But here's the thing. If you give somebody acknowledgement,
Mm-hmm.
what are they usually going to do?
Yeah,
They,
they're gonna appreciate that.
that's right. They'll stay loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And that's what I've been doing with the school. I've got my own school community,
Mm-hmm.
Thrivability for Seniors. And so I've been doing what we've been taught in our school and how we're taught to interact with people. So
Mm-hmm.
what I've been doing is the same kinds of things with my LinkedIn group.
Okay. It's just, I guess LinkedIn isn't gamified in the same way, like, because there's a leaderboard inside of school and
Yeah,
things like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay. But I don't know, like there's different platforms to build communities inside of. I
Hmm.
guess you're optimizing LinkedIn because you know it so, so very well. But would you
Yeah,
recommend to people to build out their own LinkedIn group to try and
yeah,
call aligned, think like people who are aligned that might be looking for ways to bring in a side income, all of that, right? Like potential
mhm.
clients.
So here's my oldest son, Michael, was working with Microsoft when I was first laid off my last job at 61. And that was over 15 years ago. And he actually hired me and trained me to use LinkedIn.
Hmm.
And he, um, one of the things he taught me and that I did for him, this is what he hired me to do, is to go into one of his groups that he had set up on LinkedIn and through my own LinkedIn profile, and then reach out to other people in other groups and invite them from those groups to come in to
To
join the
his group.
conversation in his group. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I did.
And but the whole intention of the group was for him to gain prospects
That's
ultimately,
right.
right?
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then do you need a certain number of connections to build out a group?
No, you can start a
Oh, you
group at
don't?
any time. Yeah, you can start a group at any time. Let's see here.
Do you just go to the sorry,
You just go
go
to
there? Yeah.
the hashtag thing, go to your groups,
And
create a
start
group.
like
See?
create.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
create a group. And the main thing that I see that's difference between this and the school groups is that you don't have to pay for it. You can do it for free.
Right.
And you can still be interactive with your people on there.
And then how often would like to get a group going? What would be needed at the outset?
Publish an article
Just one
and
article to
have
get going?
one or two videos embedded in the article
Yeah.
and just start doing that regularly. People start to trust you. Here's something that's happened to me. I've had several people that I have coached over the years.
Hmm.
And I used to have a podcast show way back when I first started working online.
Hmm.
And I stopped that podcast show. I'm wishing now that I didn't, because I had a coach who said, if I'm not finding a way to monetize my podcast, then I might as well quit doing the podcast. Because
Mm.
back then I had no idea what I was doing. I was not techie at all, and I don't think my coach was that techie either. So people that I have coached, I have kept connected. We've kept connected to each other. And just I think it was last fall, I had one of the people that I had invited to be on my podcast show reached out to me and asked me if I would help with some coaching. And she said, I've been following you for over 10 years.
Mm.
You're the only LinkedIn person that I have, or expert or strategist that I have ever seen who posts on a regular basis on LinkedIn.
Oh. Over 10 years, she saw that.
Yeah.
Okay. And consistent posting is once a week, you're saying?
Yeah, I just do it once a week. Plus, I post in each of the groups I belong to. I'm in about 23 or 25 groups
But you're posting the same article in every single
in every group. Yeah.
group.
Yeah. So
Okay.
some people that are in those groups are also in other groups, some of the same groups. So they might
So
be
they
in
get that repeated
2 or 3.
exposure, which is important, right? Those
Yeah.
touch points.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely
Okay.
is.
So, because I'm just wondering, like, there's so much to potentially do, right? There's
Yeah.
school group, LinkedIn group, Facebook group, like WhatsApp group. What is the best for impact and reach and client potential client acquisition? I
I
see.
write down my numbers every day.
Mm-hmm,
So when I do a TikTok live every day, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And I write down my numbers from LinkedIn every day. How many people accepted a connection and the how many likes I've had on my posts for that day, that kind of thing. And
mm-hmm.
I keep track so that I know which is working, which isn't. So that's how I decided that putting a whole bunch of hashtags on my posts doesn't necessarily work.
Well, and in TikTok now you can only have 5.
Yeah, is that
They
right?
stopped, they blocked it. Yeah, like you have
Wow.
5 in there, and
Oh,
then when you go to put another one, it stops you.
well, that's good because that's all I've been putting on my TikTok lives.
But are you saying
On my
in
videos.
in LinkedIn you can put more and that?
Oh yeah, I've seen people put as many as 30 or something hashtags.
Oh,
So I got a whole bunch of hashtags um from ChatGPT, and ChatGPT gave me, like, I had a ton of them. I just copied them all, put them
yeah.
on my post on LinkedIn, and I didn't get in trouble,
Okay.
but I
But
didn't
you're
notice that
finding
I
like
had
with
more.
your number tracking, you're
Mhm.
finding LinkedIn is like
Yeah,
is
for me, it's the
consistent
best. Yeah.
and best.
But if you've
Okay.
got, like, if Facebook is your strength, if you've got more people on Facebook, I would start with your strength and then work on building LinkedIn on the side.
I have, well, on my personal Facebook, I have 12,000 followers,
Yeah, that's great.
but I don't get much engagement.
Whoa.
I don't at all. But I haven't ever had like a strategy. It's my Facebook started as a personal Facebook, right? Like posting travel pictures and things like that. And it slowly evolved into being more around business
Right.
opportunities.
What is your
And
what is your background banner like on your Facebook? Does it look similar to the background banner that you've got on LinkedIn?
not currently, no. Why should they match?
Yeah, they should be matchy matchy.
Oh, okay, good to know.
So this is
I
my
need to update. I'm going to update my LinkedIn
yeah.
one
So
because
this is my
I only
profile
have
pic.
319 followers on LinkedIn. I just have
Mm,
not done much to strategize on
that's
there because
pretty good though. You're doing good. So I'm going to go into YouTube.
and my YouTube, I think I have over 200 subscribers right now. So I could do YouTube Live,
Hmm.
I guess. You only need 50 people to do YouTube Live. And I'm hearing more and more about YouTube being a better option, even and then TikTok. People are getting frustrated with TikTok and they're starting to put more energy into YouTube. Are you
Hmm.
hearing that also?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's putting more energy into YouTube.
Yeah.
I've got 700 The week before I left, I didn't check yet. I haven't checked my YouTube numbers. I'll be honest on that one.
Mhm.
I forgot to check since I got back because I've been gone for about 12 days and for the family wedding.
Mm.
And but just before I left, I had 700, I think it was 720 videos on my
Because of
YouTube.
repurposing from your TikTok.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
I always record my turbochargers and my
Yeah. You
LinkedIn
put them up
lives.
there too.
Yeah, I record them. I put my longer videos, I put thumbnails with them, YouTube
Yes.
thumbnails with them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I save them. I have a special file for my turbochargers and a special file for my LinkedIn lives. And I've been keeping them free for right now. I'm thinking of turning my LinkedIn lives into a paid platform.
On YouTube?
Uh, my LinkedIn lives, yeah. Well, my LinkedIn lives
Oh,
on
on
they're
LinkedIn.
connected.
Oh, you can do LinkedIn Live too? I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. I had somebody tell me on my live this morning that I should do a LinkedIn live every day. I think I'd burn myself out. But yeah, I've been doing LinkedIn lives once. I was doing them every other week, and then I thought, oh, maybe I'll try once a month and see if I
Are
get.
they similar to TikTok Lives? Like,
I do
are
them.
they?
I do them similar to TikTok lives. I always have a theme for each one,
Yeah. But
and
their profile, like their what do you call it? Not landscape,
vertical.
right? They're vertical, yeah.
No, they're not. They're not
Oh,
vertical. They're landscape.
do you have to film them that way then?
That's just the way you are. I use Zoom.
Oh, you do it through Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a better camera on Zoom because I just use my computer camera and it's not that great.
I stopped using my computer camera and got myself uh,
A
what do they
better one.
call these cameras a webcam that just sits on the
Yeah,
top of
yeah.
my computer.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get one of those. Okay, yeah, because I find it really weird to have a phone camera turned sideways.
Mm.
Because if you're looking at yourself, then you're not looking in the camera and it's really, yeah,
Yeah.
it's awkward.
Yeah, your eyes are
But you film it. Okay, but wait. You film a LinkedIn Live through Zoom
through Zoom on my computer.
into direct into LinkedIn and it's live on LinkedIn. Like
It's
a
a link,
live
it's a
stream?
LinkedIn Live. It's a LinkedIn Live, and people can come and join and enter into conversation. But I record it. I record my LinkedIn Live through my Zoom.
Okay, but you're filming it through Zoom or you're filming it
Yeah,
through
I use the
LinkedIn?
same link that you used to get into this meeting today.
Yeah.
I use that for my turbochargers and for my LinkedIn Lives.
And that link you connect to LinkedIn so that it's going live,
Yeah.
streaming
So
live?
it's so what
Oh.
it's doing is it's set up, it's connected to LinkedIn. So
Mhm.
if people come, because people on LinkedIn will get a message inviting them to come and join the LinkedIn Live, and they can join from LinkedIn as well. Come right into my live. Most of my people I've noticed, that's another reason. You can use Zoom on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is set up to be able to work with Zoom.
Oh, okay.
So it's quite a smooth transition.
Okay. Kind of like that StreamYard, I guess, for Facebook,
Yeah,
sort of.
I've got StreamYard, but I just haven't gotten around to figuring out how to use it yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's something to look into, I guess, is doing lives there. Because I find I can be doing lives on
Yeah.
TikTok and there's like two people and there's very few people that will. It's
Well,
like to get double digits on a TikTok live is exciting because it's very rare that it
yeah,
happens to anybody, it seems.
yeah. So here's my homepage, and
Hmm.
I was going to try and get into my, but I have to log into my YouTube, so I can't show you my YouTube because if I go, it's set up to go in my Google search engine. that right now I'm using my Microsoft search engine. That's where I usually use my LinkedIn. I have different search engines that I use for different things.
Oh,
So I'm going to go into
where would you
my
though
homepage.
on this profile page, where do you find the LinkedIn Live part?
Okay, I'm going to click on home. See this down the left side?
Yes.
So there's events, newsletters, groups, saved
Yeah.
items.
Yeah.
You can also do a search for LinkedIn Lives. Or the best way to do it is to go to your Me button, go down to Posts and Activity.
More?
Yeah, click the More button. And we've got events, articles, newsletters here, reactions. Let's see if we can get into events. There we go. There's my LinkedIn Lives.
But if you're wanting to do one, like where do you click to start one?
Okay.
And then did you put those thumbnails on after?
Yes, there's a
Okay.
whole procedure to walk through
Oh,
to
okay.
set up your live. So what we could do is next week on Monday, I can walk through a LinkedIn Live with you, setting up a LinkedIn Live.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful for lots of people.
Yeah, I'm going to make a note here.
I mean, whoever else is in the room,
Mhm.
Terry.
You can do lives on Facebook.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Hmm.
Just not on and on TikTok and on Instagram and on never on have I done YouTube, not yet, and I haven't done LinkedIn.
Yeah. When I publish or upload my recorded videos on YouTube, I use ChatGPT to write a description, so I get a thorough description written for each video. And I always give them a few tips of things that are included in the video so that ChatGPT knows what to write. And they always give me a bunch of hashtags and they'll give me keywords.
Mhm.
And then I add a whole bunch of my links in my description. So all my social media links plus the affiliate links for Repurpose, System, and various different things that I've got affiliate links for now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Okay,
Been great
great. I'm
chatting
glad
with
I
you,
was able to hop in today. Yeah.
Kim. Terry, did you have another question?
Nope, I'm just all ears.
Awesome. Ike, how are you? Do you have any questions? Okay, if I don't have any questions, we're going to close it down for today. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Hmm. Bye, Ike.